Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in my home state of Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. We welcome you all back to our program. Also, those tuning in through online affiliates around the world, including our iHeartRadio family. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. We're excited to welcome to our program today Will Marshall and Erin Patten. They are the founders of DAO. We're going to talk to them not only about what it's been like for them to create something that has been a benefit to themselves, but also impacted the lives of others as well. If you're just not hearing about DAO, we'll tell you not only about what it means, but also what it means to our founders, as well as what they hope it means to you as well. Hello to you, Will and Erin. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hey, doing really good. Really excited to be able to speak to the two of you. And ladies first, Erin, of course, because we're from the South here. I want to start with you, Erin. I mean, what has it been like for you? Because this has been a personal journey for you in particular, especially going back to 2016. What has it been like for you to not only reflect on what the two of you have built with DAO, but also, as I mentioned, the lives that you all are touching?
This has just been such a blessed opportunity because for me, DAO started about 10 years ago, actually. In my first job in New York City after graduating from University of Texas, I was working at a top fashion company and was wearing my hair a naturally curly afro and was told by my manager that my hair was inappropriate for the work environment and violated company policies. So for many years, I sort of had this insecurity about my hair, about my identity, and especially in the workplace. And, I really wanted to take that experience, turn it around, and turn it into something positive. And so when I started wearing my hair curly again about 2 years ago, making my own hair products, we knew we had a unique opportunity to impact others on their hair journeys and empowering them to love themselves exactly how they are.
Right. And Will, I bring you into this because I'm so glad you shared that story, Erin, because one of the things I noticed when I was prepping for this segment, I mean, the two of you all working together, being able to, to mix things together at your home and to be able to find something that works and then to see the results. So for you, Will, I mean, what was it like for you to see not only, of course, how this was something that Erin was able to appreciate and to use, but knowing, what it was going to do for others when it comes to using all-natural products and being able to benefit them that way?
The first thing that we realize is that, especially as a guy, you hear your mom, your sister, your spouse, you hear them when they talk about their hair, the different language they use, and I will always hear, wow, this transition I'm going through with my hair right now, the products I'm using isn't really working right. It almost seems like a struggle. So I always say I have a health and nutrition background as far as my career. So I always said to myself, when we start our product in the bathroom, we're going to start with health first. And the reason why I say that because I always knew that I have a bald head now. But I always know that, if I kept my follicles healthy and clean, then my scalp will be smooth. So I said the same thing goes with people with hair in general. So at the same time in our bathroom with our product, we focused on hair health. Lo and behold, when people were using our product, it wasn't only working for them. They were trying it on their sons, their daughters. I mean, they're 6-month-olds, and they were saying, wow, this product works really well. And it really encouraged us to say, well, we don't only have something that works for us, but something we need to spread around and let the world know, because at the same time, there's no product out there that's really saying, hey, we're targeting men, women, and children with one product. It's usually various products.
Right. Erin, going back to you, I want to pick up on part of your story that you mentioned from 10 years ago, because when I was watching one of the videos, I think on the website at DaleDetroit.com, one of the things that struck me about that was that I think after you were told that at your job, I think you quit the very next day, right?
I did. I really wanted to be in a place, in a space that accepted me, 100% for who I was. And I can't say that I found it immediately after quitting, but, I definitely did not want to move forward at a place that, treated me this way. And I really wanted to take the opportunity to take a stand and really, encourage others to do the same in that way, because we don't need to be in places that don't accept us fully for who we are. And I really learned from that in now that we're starting our own business, knowing that we want to hire people that have different backgrounds and work with folks that are different from us. And it's just turned really into an opportunity of learning that you can't treat folks differently that are different from you differently despite who they are.
Right. And I bring that up for another reason, Erin, because I think it ties into the whole moniker of what DAO stands for in defying all odds. I mean, it takes a lot of courage for someone to do that, to say, you know what, I don't want to be in a place where who I am is not welcome. Where did that courage come from? Because I think that's going to be great as we talk about building a business, about the courage it takes to do that. But where did the courage to take that stand come from?
It comes from trial and error, I think, and learning from mistakes. And one thing we try to teach through our DAO, approaches is starting first with the mind, then the body, and the hair. So for me, I really had to understand and learn to love who I was, and being really confident in your identity, knowing who you are, and accepting your own truths. Whether, you've done crazy things in their past or not, really accepting who you are. And that really helps to build up that courage to, walk through life knowing that you can't do wrong because, you are who you are. And it's sort of the unapologetic, phase that I'm in now of knowing that I'm an African-American woman. I have crazy curly Afro hair. I love to speak my mind. I also am kind and compassionate and treat others right. And these are things that help me to build up that courage to say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and know that I can do it well.
For sure. And Will, for yourself, did you find, because I know for yourself as well, you have been a person who's always been thinking ahead. Even when it came to you all starting DAO, you knew that this was something that was going to take planning. You were willing to put the investment into that. Do you find that same fearlessness is just something that's just a part of who you are as well?
It's totally a part of who I am. I always say that when you put your foot down and you put your head down and work hard at something, you're always going to fall on the side of progress. No matter what you think, you may not think you achieved your specific goal, but you made progress. And the thing is, it sounds cliche when they say, hey, keep trying, get up, do it again. But that's exactly what we do. We always knew that, like I said, we have something that can benefit people. So once we have something that can help you, then now we just have to market it. I tell Erin all the time, and she laughs at me, but I say with our products, we have the best thing since sliced bread. And the only thing about it is now, as opposed to years ago, they didn't have the privy of technology. But we have that privy of technology now, so we can let the world know about our product a lot easier. And that's really how I feel about it. I'm that passionate at what we do, but not only because of what I'm saying, it's the testimonials that we're getting back from people no matter what color they are. They can be Caucasian, they can be African-American, Latino, male, female, you name it. We're getting the responses all the same way, which is positive, from the majority of our customers that we've been selling to. And these are people reaching back out to us, not, pretty much unsolicited.
Right. I think that's so true. We're going to get more into that as we talk more about DAO and what's involved with the company. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Willis Marshall as well as Erin Patten to our program. They're the founders of DAO. I mentioned the website earlier, DAO Detroit. DAODetroit.com is where you guys can go. We're going to remind you of that a little bit later in our segment as well. But, Erin, to go back to you, I think that something that Will said, I think, is a great thing for us to pick up on, and that is that there is something with DAO with everyone. How important was that for you, especially considering what you had gone through, again, going back to, 10 years ago? How important was it for you that nobody felt left out of this?
It was largely our priority. We really wanted to bring our own passions, our own interests into the work of DAO. My background is I went to Harvard Business School and Harvard Kennedy School of Government and got my degrees in public policy and business. And I studied a lot about race and urban poverty and entrepreneurship and diversity and inclusion more specifically. So I did a lot of work in the philanthropic space around diversity and inclusion and community building here in Detroit. And I was like, why not bring all of these experiences, all of this education into the work of beauty? And it's something that we don't see consistently, and we want to make sure that we are bringing our full selves, like I said before, to our work, and being able to not only target women, but to target men who also are, care about the way they look and, also are growing out their hair naturally. As we see so many athletes, you see people like Colin Kaepernick with crazy afro, and, you see other people like Odell Beckham with the blonde hair, and even in Brazil, the soccer players there are wearing their hair, nice and curly. So we were just like, why not try to reach out to the male customer who also cares about the way he looks? And children, too, all have great, beautiful, hair, whether it's straight, curly, or naturally wavy. And so we wanted to make sure we brought the whole family into the business, because we are also a family business. And,
right.
Want that to be reflected into our products, our mission, and the work that we do.
Right. So, Will, I think this is a great time for us to talk about the name DAO and what it stands for. I mentioned it earlier, but how did you all come up with the name and what it was going to represent, not only for your customers, but also for yourselves?
Well, DAO, obviously it stands for Defy All Odds, but I will say, and I guess I'll tell our personal journey, DAO was actually our planet. And the reason we say that is when we met each other and we formed our partnership, I like to say that we became avatars. In the movie, they kind of linked tails and, formed that union. But honestly, it's because they got each other. And every avatar couldn't match with, each other. So my point is you had to find that perfect union. But because of that, we felt like we had the same attitude with life, that we can achieve anything when we put our minds together and do it. And the thing is, things have been happening that way and started from the very beginning. So with that being said, it was only natural that when we formed our product, we made that name DAO. And it was just a perfect fit. To defy all odds is something that we want all of our customers to feel and to embrace it. As she mentioned earlier, it's more than just the hair. It's the mind, body, and hair. It comes from eating right. It comes from, like she said, treating others right. Those things actually come back to you and manifest in a positive way.
Right, for sure. So to stick with you for a moment, Will, and then Erin will bring you back in. So when you start hearing the responses from customers, do you feel as though then DAO and Erin, you have been able to do exactly what you all set out to?
Yes, totally. I definitely feel as if we have set out, we are doing what we set out to do. And I guess one major reason why is we get the testimonials, as I mentioned earlier, from all genres and all across the world, actually, because we have customers in Brazil right now. We have some people that order in Africa that we've sent out to. But with that being said, it's the word of mouth. When I say word of mouth, for example, here in New York, we've had a couple moms buy product, and then, for example, they take the kids to the daycare, and then the daycare instructor calls us and orders 6 bottles, literally, this is a true testimony, that same day, because she has that wow. The product had that wow effect. But it wasn't that so much, I'm not going to say it was so much just the wow effect alone. It's the fact that the mom was happy, the kids were happy, less time doing their hair, the mom, the kid looks good, so everybody's happy. It's a win-win situation. But again, these were situations that before using our product, the mom, or the dad felt like, hey, I can't tame my child's hair, or even my own personal look is not the way I want it. And again, we feel like our product definitely defies any odd that you may come across.
For sure. Erin, there's something I'm so glad that you mentioned, the background that you had, and of course we alluded to earlier about the background that Will has as well, because business, I think, is definitely different, especially in the world that we're in today. There are a lot of great opportunities out there, but we know, there are challenges also that come with business as well. How much has this, and I love the fact that Will was able to bring in the avatar analogy here, because, that oneness of spirit, that oneness of mind, how much did that help you all in tackling the business aspect of DAO?
I think that's fundamentally what makes us succeed. I think in business, there are so many ways that you can tackle a problem. And, at a school like Harvard Business School, we're taught very, specific models of success. And I am not always one that's a rule follower, and I'm definitely not a traditionalist. So we knew going forward that it's a little bit non-traditional for partners to go into business together. I think I know that oftentimes in entrepreneurship, partners are discouraged from going into business together. And we really want to, defy all odds in everything that we do and want to show others that, your loved ones can be great business partners, and you can use build off each other's creativity and each other's ideas to carve your own path. Because when you're selling a product, you are selling an extension really of yourself. And for us,
right.
we're selling an extension of ourselves. And so, the business background is certainly helpful in attacking the tactical activities of day-to-day work. However, when it comes to setting the vision, setting the mission, the creating the design and really thinking about where we can go is certainly unique because we are a partnership and we have this oneness in our work.
For sure. And Will, you mentioned the word of mouth earlier. I want to go a step further in that because I mentioned the website, DAODetroit.com earlier. One of the things that I really enjoyed is that, and I hope more businesses realize the importance of, is social media. How much has social media helped you guys? Because you all are on the various platforms. I noticed there you guys are on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, which is great for the visual aspect of what you all do. How much has that aspect been an assist for you when it comes to growing the business outside of yourselves?
It's been a huge assist, and the reason I know that is because I travel a lot for the business, and I've been various places, and I see friends that I may be social media friends with and not necessarily talk to every day. And the first thing they say to me is, "Oh wow, I heard about the product. Do you have a sample with you? Can I try it? Congratulations on your launch, or congratulations on certain maybe acknowledgement we may have received." So they definitely. There's definitely a following, and vice versa. We get people that order online at our website, DAODetroit.com, who we may not have spoken to, but they've also maybe seen us on Instagram or followed us on Twitter, or may not even know who we are at all. But another friend shared us, and they like our ethos, the brand ethos, and they decided to buy a bottle, and then they love our product, and then that's where the word of mouth comes in. So their friend buys a bottle. I mean, it's almost like literally striking a match and catching fire. And that's kind of how the social media helps our product. It's been actually a great asset.
For sure. And I think, too, you all have to have a lot of pride in knowing that you all are not only building a business, but you all are also starting a movement. Talk to us more, Erin, about, again, what DAO stands for and defying all odds. How do you want your customers, how do you want just people who hear about you all, when they find out what this stands for, how do you want them to be able to embrace it for themselves?
I love that you asked this because it's exactly what we also believe is that DAO is a movement. And part of that movement is owning your identity, whatever it is, whether you're young, you're old, you're black, you're white, you're woman, you're man, green, whatever, in between. We really want folks to know that they are perfect just the way they are. And we want to give people the tools and the resources to develop that uniqueness, develop those differences, because that is what you were created for. And we really believe that this will carry us through into the future of DAO, whether we're here in the U.S., like Will said, going into Brazil, Africa, Asia, Europe, UK. We really believe that this message can translate across cultures, across continents, across the world, and we really want people to know that they need to be themselves fully and own exactly who they are.
Totally. For sure. Yeah, and Will, for you, I want you to kind of talk to us, if you don't mind, for those who are just finding out about DAO. We're going to remind them again how they can go to the website. But, take us into, of course, what the first product was and how DAO has been able to grow.
So the first product that we came out with is Naturel. That's our daily moisturizing spray. And I guess I'll tell a quick story about that. That was the product that we originally started in our bathroom with. And the thing about it is, with an afro or a lot of curly hair, Erin wanted to find a unique way to apply our product on her hair easily. So we came up with a spray application. So the funny thing is when she was walking back and forth, applying it for the first couple of times in the bathroom, I would tease her and say that's her, her Jerry curl activator. We would laugh about it, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we realized that it was actually a great way to apply the product. But beyond that, our three key ingredients were everything, because the main thing behind that, and I'll tell you, they're vitamin E oil, hemp oil, and neem oil. But together they create what I call a super vitamin. As I mentioned in the beginning, that's where the hair health comes from. And not only was her follicles healthy and her hair growing, I mean, literally she was like a chia pet in front of my eyes. We would be in Target and places like that, I mean, honestly, and people will walk up to us with other products and brands in their hand, asking her, what do you use? Your hair is wonderful. And this happens so often, and that we kind of finally made the decision to go ahead and start the company. But it's also a situation where, and I'll tell you where and I was, like I said earlier, we realized because of the hair health that it worked for everyone. But I played professional football for 10, 12 years. But the one thing about that in the locker room, especially with guys, I noticed that they do care about the way they look, because after a game, everyone will get groomed up for the press conference or going out on the town, whatever have you. But the guys definitely cared. But the one thing that they didn't talk about, but I also know they struggle with, is finding a product that was targeted for men also. So I said to her, hey, we have to make sure, obviously, if it's for hair health, that men try this, and that we get into the hands of men and allow them to try it as well. And it was a huge success. Yeah,
for sure. And I want to go back to you on that, Erin. I mean, as we heard, we'll talk about people coming up to you. I mean, how did that feel? I mean, for you to be using your own product and for people to come up to you and want to know what you were doing.
It's so, I'm just grateful. I really am, because it gives me an opportunity to connect with people. And I've shared with everyone that that's the best part about, having my hair the way it is, and especially having this business, is that it gives me an opportunity to talk to people about, my journey, what I went through, tell my story. And oftentimes people can empathize, they can relate, and they share back. And so it creates these really authentic connections, whether it's with women or kids or even men. And so being able to be an inspiration to folks around my journey is such a blessing. And just to give you sort of a story of when this first happened, we were actually in Target walking down the beauty product aisle, kind of scoping the competition. This was when we were very first interested in the business and trying to, gather some research of our own. And literally like 2 or 3 women walked up to me with products in their hand, asking me what I use. And so, I knew this was a unique opportunity to have an impact in people's lives beyond the product, because not only were they asking me what I use, they asked me how did I do it, like what was it like, wearing my hair this way, and really getting more at sort of the deeper questions of how do I transition from, especially for African American women, transition from wearing, a straight or chemically straightened hairstyle to something that's more natural. And it's something that's, really a point of, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's taboo, but it's definitely a point of apprehension in the curly hair community, because for so many years it's been shunned upon, and especially in the workplace, especially as people, age out of, the curly ponytails and wanting to do something that's considered, quote unquote, sophisticated. So really just trying to change the narrative around hair and making sure that people, are really owning who they are naturally.
And if you don't mind really quick, I just want to add to that and say,
Sure.
We really do feel, and we want people to know that we started with the belief that God, no matter which God you believe in, put everything on this earth already for us. So it was just about us finding those right ingredients and finding the right combination, I should say, of those ingredients to make the great formula. And that's why I say it was already here. We just had to find it, and that's what I believe we've done.
Yeah. Last thing I want to mention is as a congratulatory note for DAO and for the two of you is that one of the things I noticed when I was prepping for this segment is that you guys are being recognized with the Entrepreneurial Spirit of the Detroit Award. So, Erin, I mean, how did that feel to know that your work was being recognized that way?
I am just over the moon, and it's amazing because we recently launched the business officially in December of 2017. So technically, we're a 4-month-old business, and we're already receiving an award. And so that's just a testament to that our message, our mission, and fundamentally our products are something worth celebrating and something that we believe will transform the industry, and that's our goal. And it's so great to already be recognized for it, and we're feeling like we're just getting going.
Right, for sure. Well, I know a lot of more great things are headed your way, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be able to have the two of you all on the program today. Again, everyone, Erin Patten and Will Marshall have been our guests. They're the founders of DAO. Make sure you all are staying connected with them through their website at DAODetroit.com. That's DAODetroit.com is where you all can go for all the information. You can find out more information about their story as well as the products and be able to get them for yourself. Again, DAODetroit.com. Their social media links are also there at the bottom of the site, so make sure you all take advantage of that. Erin, Will, thank you all so much again for the time. Really appreciate it. Congratulations to you, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Thank you very much, and God bless you guys.
Yeah, so am I. Can't wait to chat again. Bye-bye.
Oh, same here. Hey, thank you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late and missed part of the conversation, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends. You all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media site. So head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there, too. I want to thank our good friend Zach Tepperman for setting up this conversation with us today. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.